Well, yeah, I'm putting it out already today, so I'm losing my voice. So I'll start from the beginning. My name is Walter Reedy from Molokai, and I'm really excited to be here because I've been watching Maui very closely, and there's a lot of action going on Maui. About a year ago, the Big Island was where all the action was happening up in Mauna Kea, and those were really exciting times to find out who was really in charge of the future of Hawaii. And now we're here on the island of Maui, and I want to talk to you guys tonight a little bit about wars. And I think I'll start off with the water wars. Of all the islands that are having water wars, Maui is the most active and the biggest wars and the longest wars, because there's lots of water on the east, lots of water on the west, and it's pretty dry in the central lands. So people have been taking water from the east and taking water from the west and building their empires in central Maui. So we got a good feel about the latest in Maui's water wars, and I'm hoping that that's going to trigger a lot of you to get involved. Nothing's going to happen without water. I don't care how much land you have. Without the water, it's going to be very, very hard. And I want to talk about some of the other places that are having water wars. So we start from pretty far away. We got an update today from Andre at Standing Rock, and that is an interesting water war. That one, they're fighting the black snake, and the black snake is going to poison all of their water. So they're in a epic, I guess you can use the word epic, battle to protect their water. So on the island of Molokai, the problem we have on Molokai is that we have a very limited, we have one aquifer, one sole source aquifer. So what we did was we petitioned the Water Commission to designate us as a sole source aquifer. That means anybody who wants water has to come to the community, and the commission has to come to Molokai and have hearings in order for it to get water use on Molokai. So we've been having choke fights, especially with developers. So the only way we've been able to fight the developers off on Molokai for the last 40 years is by fighting to protect the water. There's only water in central Molokai. West Molokai, where all of the hotels wanted to go, there's no water. So they had to come to central Molokai to get the water. And that's what, for the last 30 years, we've been fighting to protect that water source. And we've been able to stop them from using the water. So today, the west side of Molokai, not very much tourist activities on the west side because there is no water. So water is the key to whatever's going to happen on your land. On Oahu, the latest issue, if you're watching television, is the military on Red Hill. They have jet fuels in huge tanks, and the jet fuels were leaking. So the problem is that under the jet fuel tanks is the aquifer for like 600,000 people, depending on that water. So the Board of Water Supply, the State Water Commission, everybody is telling the military, your old tanks are leaking, do something about it. And the military is saying, well, we tested the water is safe.
Yeah. So
there's a huge war going on now between the people on Oahu, 600,000 of them, and the United States military. In Waianae, if you look at the word Waianae, Y-W-A-I, and then Anai, and on Molokai we know that certain places on Molokai you have mullet, so you have the Anai, but without the fresh water, the mullet is going to have a hard time surviving. They are herbivores. They need the limu, and the limu really grows well when there's fresh water around. So Waianae used to have all of those valleys, Lualole, Makaha, Waianae Valley, rivers flowing. And that allowed all of the Anai to be there in Waianae. So I got invited to Waianae for an event And I asked the question, where's the Vai in Waianae, and where's the Anai without the Vai? And that triggered some questions in everybody's mind. So we went to visit the Department of Water Supply, and we went to visit, when I say we, I mean, we took the biggest, ugliest looking guys from Waianae with dreads and tattoos all over their face to go visit all these guys. And we got some really good results. So now there's a big push. And what they're finding out is that Mount Ka'ala, which is where all the rain clouds are there all of the time, is the source of all of the water for all of these valleys. So what happened was the agriculture people started drilling tunnels to get the water. And when they started drilling all of these tunnels, and then they started doing a lot of wells, there's like 400 plus wells that they drilled. So what that does, it started to take the pressure out of the dikes, and then the rivers stopped running. So now there's a big push to figure out how they can bring back the Vai in Waianae and the Anai in Waianae. So that's the big water walls that they're having in Waianae. Half of all of the water used in Waianae comes from Pearl Harbor. So if you know what's happening right next to Pearl Harbor, is this huge development. The whole Everplains are being developed. So there's going to be a fight about where the Pearl Harbor water is going to go. Is it going to go into the Everplains, or is it still going to go all the way to Waianae? So that's a problem that they have there. On the island of Kauai, they're doing the same thing on Kauai that they did to Waianae. They don't dig the wells down now, they dig them into the mountains. And they collect all of the water that's going through the mountains. So that's the big fight they're having on Kauai right now to stop them from drilling this huge tunnel through Waialeale, I think, under Waialeale. Moku o Keawe, the big fight is over the aquifer under Mauna Kea, which is a huge aquifer, and the aquifer under Pohakuloa, which is having all of these military is doing great damage over that aquifer. So those are some of the water wars that are happening within our community. So I'd like to go now to second war that's going on, and that's the GMO wars. We had some good wars here on on Maui. We did some really good marches, and we made some impacts. The county council decided they were not going to help the community to protect them from the GMO food and from all of the pesticides. So Maui was the first community to actually go and do, I forget the name of what they did. They went past the county council, they did their own referendum.
Citizens Initiative.
Initiative. They did on initiatives. So they told the council, thank you very much, but we don't need you to make our own law. And they did. And they had to get a lot of signatures, they did really, really hard work. And they got the initiative, and then the county council said, so what? They didn't even, so everything went to the courts, and the county was on the side of the GMO companies in the courts, and that is still going on right now. That war is still going on. So while that war is being fought, Monsanto sold a company to Bayer, a German company, and then Syngenta, another huge company, sold their company to China. So these companies are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's the theme that we got to realize if we're talking about our future, is that the people who are turning all of our resources into profits are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So those of us here at the county level, we're going to have less and less of a voice. Because not only is there going to be the county, the state, and the federal government, it's now going to be all international companies. I guess they call that the world order. So the PPP and all those guys, they got different plans. We're trying to figure out how we're going to survive, and they're trying to figure out there how they're going to insulate themselves so that we cannot affect them. they're going to pull the same thing the government pulled today. Bring in some laws, make sure that all of the laws that we created means nothing. Okay, so GMOs is taking like fish genes and putting them in bird genes, putting them in flower genes, and they're mixing up all the genes. And they make whatever the heck they want to make. That's GMOs. So now they're having this new thing coming up. Once they're starting to get up, label the GMOs and protect ourselves from poisons, now they're going to they're going to take the genes without bringing any new genes. They're going to take the existing genes and they're going to splice these genes and they're going to create what they want to create. So the first thing they're going to create is they're going to come to Hawaii. I found this out at that big conference they had in Honolulu.
International
IUCN. At the IUCN. I was there at the IUCN and they were telling everybody that climate change is pushing the warm air higher and higher and higher. So what that means is that the mosquitoes are now going higher and higher and higher in our forests. So what that means is that all of our birds, the Hawaiian birds, have been running away from these mosquitoes because the mosquitoes give them diseases, have been going higher and higher and higher. So the solution is splice the mosquito genes and then you can wipe out all the mosquitoes. So they call this the gene drive. You make a gene in the animal that overrides the rest of the genes. And it's a little bit more complicated than I'm saying, but then they can wipe out entire whatever, plant species, an animal species, you and me, whatever. So this is getting really, really scary about these guys are getting out of hand, thank God. So they're coming to Hawaii not to make money like the GMO companies are. They're coming here to save our birds, to save whatever they want to save. So they're coming here as good guys. But they're not telling us what the military is doing with that same technology and what the agriculture guys are doing with that same technology. So just some stuff I want to share with you guys on some of the wars that are going on. Now, those were two wars, the water wars and the GMO wars. My favorite war is the Civil War. In my mind, there's a civil war coming between Hawaiians. On one side of the war are all the haves. John Waihe'e, Clayton He, Malama Solomon, all of high makamak Hawaiians that are doing really well in the political system. Okay? What they want is they want to make us recognize by the United States government so that they can be recognized and start making deals with the United States government. So these guys have been spending millions and millions and millions trying to make us Hawaiians a tribe. Now, we had lots of contact now with the Indian population. We're finding out that that's not a very good place to go and put all our monies and all of our future hopes and the future of our kids to be federally recognized. Then on the other side are Hawaiians who are up to here. Like this one guy on Maui is going around saying, enough already. Yeah. Right? We've had it. So now the haves and the have-nots are disagreeing about what is the future. What is the sovereign future of the Hawaiian people? So we all need to understand this because, like it or not, participate or not, this is on the burners, this is on a track. The Department of Interior, when they first came here, I came to listen to Kaleikoa yell at them And now everybody's going, yeah, Kaliko, whack 'em, get 'em. And he did. And so did 90% or even more, 95%, 98% of the people were telling them, who the hell are you? You're the Department of Interior. We're not talking to you. You don't mean anything to us. Where's the State Department? We are a sovereign nation. We need to talk nation to nation, not underneath the Department of Interior. I went to a lot of those meetings. I was blown away. They came back this month, last month. They came back last month. And they said, well, now that you guys told us what you guys want, we're here to tell you these are the rules. Well, I thought we told you guys, get out of here. So what happened was, all the high makamas will make postcards by the thousands, all the civic clubs and all kinds of from the Daniel sisters to whoever was sending thousands of postcards. So they took all the postcards and said, look, the Hawaiians really want us. So now they're here. And they have 71 pages of rules. These rules are here, and all of them, the Hawaiians that want to be federally recognized now have at least $1 million set aside to come to the Hawaiians and say, come on, gang, let's go be federally recognized. We're going to get more programs for health, more programs for education, more programs for them. So that's the situation we're finding ourselves in. They are going to make us even more dependent and more obligated to the United States government. There are a whole bunch of us on the other side are saying, we're up to here with you guys. I mean, just look at the presidential election. Who the hell wants to be in America when they start imploding like that? You know, it's a dead-end street. So we want to be what we are, a neutral country, an independent country, a sovereign country. That's who we are. We cannot give that up for a few bucks. So you need to understand what's happening and who's going to be talking to you. You're going to see brochures, television commercials, everything to show how great it would be to become part of the United States under federal recognition. So that's the war that excites me. I like that war. That's a good war to fight. So that's going to be happening. On the sovereign side, it gets confusing, but it's not that confusing. You have a lot of choices. On the federal recognition side, you don't have choices. You have 71 pages of rules that you got to follow. And the rules give you no land, gives you nothing that you don't already have. I mean, it's really stupid, but it's complicated. So they're hoping that they can confuse you and make you feel that it's a really good deal. On the sovereign side, you can choose. You can choose. There's kings out there that we have, there's queens out there that we have, there's acting governments we have all kinds of choices as sovereign people. We're not all together, we don't all come as one unit, but we all believe that federal recognition is no good, that we should be going and become who we are. So that's going to be important. Just to give you hope, this one group has taken the sovereignty issue to the international level. That was a very difficult thing to do because everybody believed the United States. Yes, the United States had a vote. The Hawaiians said they want to be recognized as a state, therefore we're a state. That's all bullshit. And you guys know it because you guys are supposed to go to school and you guys are supposed to know the truth. There's so much lies in that. It doesn't hold water anymore. So right now, in order for us to so right now, there's one person that has put his whole life at the international level. International level is where our kupuna, they was at the international level. In the 1840s, they knew everything about international law. They knew everything, that's how they operated. There's nothing about America or anything like that. It was international relations that they created. The Queen was an expert, so she did not give away the government. They took her, as a driver, they took her out, but the car is still there. So that's really important for us to know. So this guy is at the federal level. At the federal level, there is a court for arbitration where you can go and fight with each other, and then the tribunal says, okay, we'll resolve the problem. On the other side of the building is a court where criminals go. So we went to the arbitration court, and they recognized Hawaii as a full-blown kingdom. That's really, really important to understand. They recognize Hawaii as a sovereign kingdom. Then they went to the criminal courts. And the criminal courts is activated now, and they're charging individuals with war crimes. And that is going on right now. So they recognize Hawaii at the international level in arbitration, and then now they're in the criminal courts, and they're recognizing Hawaiians and bringing individual criminals to the court. Okay? If you go back to the arbitration side, people are saying, that doesn't mean anything, it's just an arbitration. There is a big fight between the Philippines and China. China is trying to take over the China Seas because that's a trade route. So they're building all these military installations in the China Seas. So the Filipinos are saying, hey, that's our trade route. So they had a big arbitration fight. I think cost them $6 million just to do this arbitration. So the Filipinos won, and they depended on 3 cases to win their case against China. And one of them was the Larson case, which is the case that was before the arbitration courts representing Hawaii. So it's like, wow, this thing is real. Okay? Because there's a lot of Hawaiians saying, that's all bullshit. Don't pay attention to it because they don't understand international law. But that's one of 3 international cases that was picked with that huge fight between China and the Philippines. That same court, right now, arbitration court, also does inquiries. They create a commission for inquiries. That's really important because if Kalekoa went over there and says, right? Are you through talking? Yeah, okay, next. Right? Nobody gonna listen to Kalekoa, nobody gonna listen to me, nobody gonna listen to us. We can say over and over, our kingdom exists. Our kingdom, there was an overthrow, there was no annexation, therefore we are occupied, therefore we exist. But you put it into the international court of arbitration and they do an inquiry, which is going to cost millions of dollars, which you got to go find a lot of concerts in order to pay for it. But once that group answers the questions, then it becomes a question that has an answer. So that's the 3rd step. So I'm telling you all of this because there is hope. I'm trying to give you guys, it's not like it's an impossible dream for us to become a sovereign nation again. It's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. So that keeps me going. And that's a great war for us to be in, to fight, to honor our queen, and to honor our ancestors with all of the things that they built and all of the value systems that they had that ran their country. So I wanted to leave you with that, but I wanted to hand something out to you guys because the last war I wanted to talk to you guys about is what we're talking about tomorrow at the county council. So when you go to the county council, you're going to be talking to people that don't give a rip about you. They are politicians that want to be bigger politicians, they only care about the advancement of where they are. So because of the GMO wars, there's a lot of people now beginning to get in politics, not because they want to make money, but because they're aloha aina. So you need to find out what politicians are there because of their love for the land and their concern for the future generations versus the ones that are there only to listen to the man and to the corporations. Because that's what's happening right now. So I'm not saying this to you because I wasn't involved in all of this. I'm saying to you because this is what I've seen through 30 years of my life fighting for the land. These guys, look at them. So that's what I wanted to tell you guys about, and I wanted to try and see if we can end these out. Take one of those. So when you go to the county council tomorrow, take this with you and show it to the council guys. Here, these are the guys that are running for the county council. They're aloha aina. They're not politicians. I think we've had enough politicians. That's why we're in this mess that we are in. So here's a chance for Maui to get into a war, a political war, and get people in there that are aloha aina. So I wanted to pass this out as my last hurrah to you guys to get involved, do something, fight for the land, and remember the future generations when you talk about your kuleana. Your kuleana is also to the future generation. Mahalo.
Mahalo.